It's okay.
It's okay.
All right. Thank you very much to all of you for being part of the post-match press conference. I will start with Coach Kopwa from Botswana. Coach, this was the final match in the competition at the look of things. You got a result that I don't think you were expecting possibly. How did you find the match?
I thought the match was very exciting. I thought we gave Zambia a big push, a big fight, and we were undone by that early goal. There was just that millisecond of loss of concentration where they allowed the striker to just hook the ball, and fortunately for the striker, it went into the net. From there on, I think we gave Zambia as much as they gave us. Maybe second half we were probably pressurizing them and attacking them slightly more than they were attacking us. Maybe towards the last 10 minutes, that's when they started to come at us after the changes that they made. And I think overall the effort by our boys, it was fantastic. Compared to the previous game, though we won the previous game, I was not happy with their effort. We knew that Zambia was going to be a different perspective altogether, and indeed they were. But I'm happy with the fact that I think the technical team from Zambia will acknowledge our efforts and the way we came to them. Maybe also our technical approach gave them a bit of a fright and a bit of a fight. And overall I'm happy with the performance. Definitely not happy with the scoreline, but this is football. You're going to get some, you're going to lose some. I mean, we won against Mauritius. I don't think it was the best performance. Then we play against Zambia like this and still get a loss. It's football.
You can ask questions, guys, to the coach.
Let's go. It's this side.
No, okay, you can go. I was thinking roughly you ask coach and then you finish with coach and then you can do it that way.
Coach, what do you think for you was the difference between you and Zambia?
I think the difference was the early goal. I think it was the early goal. Because I think after that goal and right up to the 90th referees at the time, we matched Zambia. They fought hard in the air, we fought hard in the air. We put the ball and went at them, they put the ball and came at us. And I felt that, the best result would probably been a 1-1 or a 0-0. But football is football as such. I can't really ask or fault my players except for that millisecond. It worked for the Zambians, and congratulations to them. They proceed in the tournament, and you can only wish them the best as they keep going. And I can say that the Zambians, by the looks of things, I've said this with our journalists back home when they were calling me, was that Zambia seems to have prepared for a longer period than we did. And as a result, you could see their flow in terms of connections, the way they were playing. They move, you can see that it's been going on for some time, and they've become comfortable in doing it. And I think maybe that is the major difference between them and us, and why they won in the 3 games that they've played.
And coach, like all the 12 coaches that are here in the tournament, you came here with high hopes. How disappointed are you that you're not proceeding to the next round?
I think for me personally, we unfortunately lost the under-20 national coach during the COVID period, and the FA didn't react in appointing somebody to replace him, And then I was appointed at the beginning of last month, which didn't give me much time in preparations, but I'm not going to fault that and make an excuse, but it's a reality which we faced, and hence why our training and preparation period was shorter than, not necessarily shorter than the Zambians, but it was short for us. We tried to play some friendly games. We went to play in Lesotho where we drew a game and won a game, and traveled straight here to Eswatini. And I think maybe, I'm disappointed personally, but the fact that I was appointed a month before the tournament doesn't give any excuse whatsoever. I take the responsibility. I believe that in going forward, we will keep building a team. Hopefully the next tournament I will have had more time, to go and chase these guys from Zambia. They need to be chased. They need to be chased.
And
yeah.
You mentioned, coach, that you really gave Zambia a run for their money, even though you lost. But what positives are you taking out of this tournament?
I think we've got about 6-8 young boys that will be in the next tournament. I think the experience that they've gained, because they were coming from the under-17s, it will help them. I think that's one positive. The one positive is that the tournament being a year or so away will give us time to prepare, and maybe when we get to the next tournament, we'll be there. I mean, look, personally, I'm not new to international football. But at the end of the day, every country, irrespective of who's in charge of it, has to do well. You know, it's for me, it's the same for the Zambians, for the South Africans, for everybody. And once we can get our teams, the youth level, fighting, we'd stand a better chance with the senior teams for having prepared the younger boys for the senior teams, which is ultimately what we are doing at the youth level. And this is probably the highest youth level, because the under-23s are coming once every 4 years. So the under-20s become a very important group. And as much as we enjoy the wins, the boys have to learn from the losses. You know, sometimes you look at the Zambians, they are winning all the games. Sometimes I fear that they also have to learn to lose. Because if they win, they go into the senior teams and think it's all easy. And then they start to lose, and then, you know, because once they start losing, it's not only us other countries that are looking at Zambia as losing, but also the Zambians look at the coaches, and you can get a lot of negative stuff from there. And you know, it can be horrible, but it's all part of the game, you know. And as much as we can deal with it, it's the younger boys that need to deal with it for the senior teams. And that's all we can do for the senior teams.
Yes,
Coach, as Zambia progresses to the semi-final,
please introduce yourself first to the coach.
Brighton from Media of Zambia. As Zambia progresses into the semi-finals, and you've played the game against Zambia today, what would you advise the team as it progresses into the semi-finals?
I think the Zambians must just keep to what they've done. I watched them play the previous game where they beat Eswatini. I thought at times the Eswatini came at them, but not as much as we did. And the Zambians, like I said, they've prepared. You know, if you look at their patterns when they're going forward, their patterns when they're, you know, the phases of play throughout the game, you can see that the Zambians have prepared well. And I wouldn't rule it out for them to go to the final, hence probably then ending up in Egypt at the CAF finals, AFCON finals. And I think overall the Zambians are good. You know, they might have beaten us, we might have given them a good run, but I think they've prepared well. You know, and maybe the coach will acknowledge to this fact that they've had a long period. You could actually also see one advantage that I felt that they had is that they brought in a lot of expertise. You can see the coaching staff, there's good number, good backup for him on the bench there. It means that when he goes into looking at the team, analyzing the team, there's more experience. You know, we are not saying that we're not experienced, but we are saying that, you know, a larger group, they share the burden easier, because we're going to see things that he probably doesn't see, and the more experienced heads around him will be giving him and say, look at this, looking at that. When he ultimately makes the decisions, he's got a whole range of options to look at. And I think that is also one advantage that they've had. I've also noticed that maybe the South Africans have also got a big technical team, but at the end of the day, you know, football is football. Whether I'm alone and there's 100 of them, at the end of the day, it's got to be played on the field 11 against 11. And, you know, I thank my boys. I thank Kosafa for having given us this tournament. It prepares well. We'll be able to sit down back in Botswana, analyze what we have to do. I know that I've still got a lot of questions to answer when I get back home. Hey, it's part of the job. But at the end of the day, you know, when I leave and I'm satisfied that the boys gave a fight, then I think, you know, I'll deal with the difficult questions when I get home. They will be difficult.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Coach Mbewe, congratulations for winning today's match and also for advancing to the next round. How did you find the group stages, Coach, and how did you find today's match?
Thank you so much. First and foremost, allow me to return the glory to God for this sweet victory. Again, this is a game as a team that we dedicated to our superstar, Enoch Mwepo, who had his career cut short because of health matters. We felt as a team that we just give this game to Enoch Mwepo. Coming to the game, like the coach has just elaborated, it was not an easy game. I think it was a good game. They gave us a lot of headache, but I'm happy the way the boys resisted. We scored an early goal, it put us into the game. Again, Botswana never stopped coming on us. They gave us a good run for our victory. It was not easy. They pushed until the last whistle, but I'm happy again the way we responded. We resisted Botswana to score us the goal. And I feel again in today's game we did not do much in terms of creating chances. Apart from maybe I would say the goal that we scored, that's the only chance that I would say that we had created. I think again maybe the reason being we featured some players who had not been playing, who had not playing this tournament, because we wanted to manage again the fatigues of the players. Otherwise, I would say it has been a good game. Botswana gave us a good run, and I'm also happy the way we responded.
You can ask the coach, starting from you. You have a question for the coach? Okay, come on.
Coach, you're now heading into the semi-finals. What lessons have you picked into this game? And going forward, what would you want your boys to do? I know you made the number of changes, made 6 changes into this game. Do you think your boys did live up to your expectations?
Well, the lesson learned into this game is we need to take our chances. You saw we had one chance, we scored, and that's how the game ended. So for us going forward, we need to create chances, and again we need to utilize our chances. And again, we are taking each game at a time. Now we shift our attention to the semi-final. We need to go back into training, prepare the boys, remind the boys how important the semi-final is, remind them that it's not going to be an easy game. Like I've always been saying, each and every team that we play, it's like a final. So we just need to prepare the boys again mentally, physically, and be able to achieve our goals that we have set for this tournament.
Coach, do you agree with Coach of Botswana that that goal was the difference between the two sides?
Oh yes, I would say yes. Like I've said, in today's game, like any other games that we have played, we did not create a lot of chances. That's the chance that we had, and I'm happy that we had one chance, we scored. I think that was the difference between the two of us. We knew what we wanted, and we knew that Botswana is not going to give us an easy game. So the most important thing, we emphasized on the boys that whatever chances we are going to have into the game, let's be clinical and finish on the game, because they will take us to the next stage, which happened into this game.
Coach, you remain favourites in this tournament, and you are the first team to qualify for the semi-finals. How happy are you, and what's the approach for the next match, whoever you're taking on?
I'm so excited to qualify, to be the first team to qualify to the semi-final. Like I've said, it's not going to be an easy game. We need to prepare adequate for us to reach our promised land. Otherwise, like I said, we go back into training, we work on the negatives that we did into this game. We build on the positives again that we did into this game. We just hope that the team will be intact for the semi-final. Otherwise, I'm very happy the way we are progressing so far.
Any questions for the coach? Thank you very much, guys, for being part of the press conference. Well done, coach. Congratulations again.